I'm gonna give you 4 key goals that you guys can take to apply to your throwing career and to life, and we're gonna start right now. Okay, so these are 4 big concepts that I want you guys to think through. I want you guys to have a notebook right now. Pull out your notebook, start taking notes, and start challenging yourself to think outside the box. Okay, and these are gonna be 4 things that I really want you to answer. Maybe you can comment down below so that you're participating and you're thinking through every single point of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis regarding your athletic career, ultimately. Okay, and these are gonna be some applied things, and there are also gonna be some more abstract aspects. 2 of them sort of jive together, and then the other 2 are a little bit deeper, a little bit more rooted in thinking outside the box fully. Now, the first thing, this is gonna be an application. I have been posting, and Mary Thiessen Lappin, who is an Olympian for the United States in weightlifting, she's gotten, I think, 4th or 5th at World Championships. I think she's at the Olympics. I think she's medaled at the World Championships. She was also an All-American shot putter. I had been posting, talking about how my sleep patterns were increasing just by turning off my cell phone at 8 o'clock at night. This is an experiment I did for a week. And I measured my sleep, my total sleep hours, and then my HRV and my sleep quality. And throughout that entire week, every single day for the first 4 days, I focused on turning my cell phone off at 8 o'clock and then unwinding. So the first big thing that I want you guys to prioritize from this lesson is to prioritize your sleep. And I know a lot of you are in high school, a lot of you are in middle school, but my son, he's thrown 61 feet with the 4K, he's in 8th grade, he's thrown 53 feet with the 12-pound shot, he's clean 275 pounds, he's got a single leg squat at 330 pounds. He's asking me these questions around, Dad, I want to get my training to go to the next level, what can I do? And he had been talking about how his sleep, he felt groggy in the morning. And some of the things I noticed was, Lincoln, you're going to bed a little late. You're going to bed past 10 o'clock. You're on your phone laughing, giggling before you're going to bed. You're not prepared to sleep well. You're not actually focusing on this as a point of recovery. And there is so much research. Height. So this is a quick one for you guys. You want to get taller, you want to be bigger, you want to be a taller thrower, you got to sleep more. You want to be a taller athlete, you got to get more sleep. You got to eat better protein, more protein, but the whole thing here is to prioritize your sleep, because this is a key component. This recovery aspect is key to not only get you to feel more motivated the next day, but to also recover from the stimulus of throwing and from training and from lifting and from squatting and all those things. So while you're sleeping, you are recovering physically, you are recovering mentally, and if you can get to bed at a similar time within about 20 to 30 minutes every single night and work through 8 to 10 hours of a sleep pattern, you will recover, you will feel better, you will feel happier, you will feel healthier, you'll be more motivated. And I want to bring up that the fastest way to be stable in your life is to base your day around what time you are going to bed. If I choose as a 42-year-old dude right now, I'm older, I'm trying to recover, I'm trying to increase my health or improve my health, I want to get to bed by 10 o'clock every night. And if I can do this with my 4 kids and with my businesses and all these things, you can do it too. Okay, you can get to bed minimum 9:30 if you're a middle school, high schooler. If you're older, go to bed at 10, but go to bed at the same time every single night. 9:30, 10 o'clock, get to bed. Non-negotiable. Don't make excuses. If you work second, third shift, obviously that's gonna change, but if you're a thrower in high school, you've got to get to bed by 10 o'clock at the latest, no questions asked. And if you're not, if you don't wanna do that, if you are going to bed past 10 o'clock, you are choosing to have a PR that is less than other athletes that go to bed at 10. You are choosing to make yourself worse. You are choosing to be worse. You are choosing to wake up unmotivated. You are choosing to wake up and feel groggy. If you get to bed at 10, that's not going to be the factor. Okay, so that first big thing that's an applicable aspect here is to go to bed at freaking 10 o'clock. Even adults, even my cameraman standing over there, he should be going to bed no later than 11 o'clock, but he goes to bed at 1:30 in the morning, and I know this for a fact. I'm just randomly calling Jason out. Now, The next big aspect here, and these two things are gonna go together. I want you guys right now, it's funny because I'm calling out Jason and he was an NCAA All-American, is I wanna take these two concepts, okay, these next two, and I want you to write down your goals right now. What do you wanna be as an adult? Let's pretend you're 30. Where do you wanna be when you're 40? Where do you wanna be if you're a 20-year-old when you're 30? Where do you wanna be if you're 16 right now in 5 years? Where do you want to be when you're 21? If you're 13 or a 14-year-old, and this is what I asked Lincoln, I said, Lincoln, you're 14. Where do you want to be when you graduate high school? What do you want? What do you want to have accomplished? What do you want to look back on and be proud of? Okay. And then when you're done college, what do you want to be proud of? And then when you're done college and you're going into your post-collegiate, what do you want to be proud of? Okay. So write down those goals. And it sounds corny. It sounds like a joke. But when you write down those goals of where you want to be, now you have a lens for where you're working towards. Okay, you have a lens of what you're going to be, okay? And you have a habitual process that helps you and will help even dial in things like sleep. If you're prioritizing sleep and you have these goals that I'm 14 and I want to throw 65 feet or I want to throw 200 feet, now I'm going to prioritize what time I go to bed, and that works in conjunction. And I want to set these goals as far as what am I going to be as a thrower or as an athlete? What am I going to lift? How do I want to treat people? How do I want to go throughout my life on a day-to-day basis? And what do I want to be known from or known for based off of these specific goals? And then at the same time, your third goal, your third concept that you're going to look at is your distractions. And you're going to look at what are distractions that will take me away from my goals. Okay, so this is simple because a lot of us throwers, we will go out to the circle and you got one goal for the day. And that one goal for the day, I'm going to pick on Jeff Klein right now. One goal for the day is for him to get around his left side. I want you to get wide and around and sweep that right. So that's his one goal. And what happens for a lot of throwers, I'm not saying Jeff does this, but a lot of throwers do this, is that they will take that one goal and by the third or fourth or fifth throw of the day, they have 9 other cues in their head. I want to get over. I want to get wide. I want to get wide. And then that I want to get wide around turns into I got to control my head. I got to do this with my left foot. I got to do this with my hip. I got to do this. When in reality, now we're distracting ourselves from the main goal for the day. And this is a microcosm for, I go home and going back to my discussion with Lincoln, and he says, you know, I said, Lincoln, what do you want to do in 5 years when you graduate high school? What do you want to do when you're done college? What do you want to do when you're done with your, you know, post-collegiate career, if you have one, if you're privileged enough to have one? And then we work back and we say, these distractions, I want to write down, this is my specific goal for today. Now, what can distract me from that? Not communicating well with my coach. I want to tell my coach what my goals are for the day. What's the next thing? Lincoln's case, going on Snapchat, going on YouTube Shorts and just watching the most ridiculous YouTube Shorts for an hour plus can distract him from his goals. It can distract him from his recovery. It can distract him because he spends too much time watching YouTube Shorts and then he goes to bed past 10 o'clock instead of going to bed before 10 o'clock. And now this has a negative impact on what he's doing and how he's recovering. Okay, so we want to take distractions and we want to say, what distractions pull us away from our goals? If I'm going out to eat late at night and I'm eating junk food, and I'm hanging out with my bros and they don't have the same goals as me, I have to revisit and say, I need to clarify to you guys, these are my goals. I don't want to be distracted. And on top of that, we can flow in line with going back to the sleep in the goals process is I'm going to turn my phone off by 8:30. I'm going to check out and just try and calm down between 8:30 and 10 o'clock. So the first concept was around your sleep. The second concept is around writing all of your goals down personally, writing your goals down from a physical perspective, what do you want to lift, writing your goals down from what do you want to throw, okay? Because now we can give you the actions to achieve those aspects and those goals, and then we can go, and the third concept is the distractions. We want to remove those distractions as much as possible. Should you still watch YouTube Shorts? Yes, especially if it's on ThrowsU or Garage Strength YouTube channel, 100%. You should be watching it, but you shouldn't be watching more than at least 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, because we need that extra watch time. Please like, subscribe, send this video to your friend. So if we're limiting ourselves on these distractions to 30 to 60 minutes, I think that's perfectly fine. If we limit our distractions, we're now aware of them. And then we are aware that when we go too far with them, they can pull us away from our goals. And this even goes in line with like, if I'm spending time with somebody, myself personally, when I was in college, I hung out with two specific individuals that distracted me from my goals. We drank too much. We partied too much. We partied 3 to 4 days a week until 3 in the morning. That distracted me from my goals and took away from those things that I wanted to achieve. So that's a nice little way to look at sleep, goal setting, distractions. And then finally, the last concept, control your inputs. Okay, and what does that mean? Controlling your inputs is control what you can control and what you can consume. You know, what podcasts are you going to listen to? What videos are you going to watch? What books are you going to read? What topics are you going to study to help you become a better thrower, to help you become a better athlete? All of these things matter. And if you control those inputs and you look at it and you say, look, I'm setting up my sleep, I'm writing my goals, I have my distractions laid out, and I want to control my inputs. Now you make sure that you have rung that notification bell so that every time Throws You puts up a video, you get notified that the video comes in. I'm really beating down this YouTube subscriber thing that you're supposed to do. But if we control those inputs and we look at the things that matter, and what I recommend with this is have a very clear list of your inputs. Like I literally have a very clear algorithm on Instagram that I do not like to disrupt. So when you're someone who is sending me other videos from other influencers, I won't click on them because I have a control of my inputs. And I do the same thing on my YouTube algorithm. I like to minimize what I specifically like to watch. Now, I will try to expand what I'm watching if I have a trusted person in my life that I value their opinion, I value their viewpoint on the world, and I want something different. I might use that as a little experiment into my input, into my potential algorithm to try and consume something that I want to see from another perspective. So I think that these 4 things can go a long way. Just recognizing what sleep does for you is the first step. Write down all of your goals, and that's how you want to treat people, what you want to lift, what you want to throw, all these different aspects. Okay, the third concept along those lines is be aware of those distractions that you have that can take you away from those goals. And then the fourth big thing is control your inputs. Know what you want to learn, know what you want to be better at, know what you want to do on a day-to-day basis, and recognize that sometimes watching too much of some specific type of video can distract you from all of these different things. And that's where controlling those inputs can go a long way. If you guys need help with your training, head over to throwsuniversity.com, pick up our Perfect Throws Season course. It's gonna help you hit those peaks, hit those monster bombs at the right time. If you need help with your technical analysis, also head over to throwsuniversity.com and you can get a technical analysis from Sam Weeks, who's thrown at the Olympic trials. The dude is a dog. Until next time, we're gonna help you drop some bombs. Peace.